Hello everyone, we are from Team Usha Mehta and today we are going to make a video on competency gap analysis. If you are a student, a professional or even an organizational looking to improve, this guide will give you everything you need to know about competency gap and how to master them. We will cover what is competency gap, how to analyze a competency gap, why is competency gap analysis important, succession planning, strategy hiring, building a culture of continuous empowerment, common challenges, how to overcome gap, and the future of skill and competitions. Let's begin. Before start the video, let's introduce ourselves. I am Pragati Dwivedi from Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
I am Pramod Sahu, Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
I am Sahil Kumar Kuldeep from Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
I am Pinkesh Kumar Thakur, Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
I am Neeraj Kumar Bin, Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
I am Pradeep Kumar Sahu, Civil Branch 2nd Sem.
Let's start from the basic. What do you mean by competency? Competency is a combination of skill, knowledge, behavior, and abilities that allow a person to perform a role effectively. When there is a gap between the current competency level and the desired competency level, that's called a competency gap. A competency gap refers to the difference between the skill and knowledge a person currently possesses and skill and knowledge required to perform at an optimal level. Imagine you are a software engineer. Your job now requires knowledge of artificial intelligence and machine learning, but you only know basic programming. That missing knowledge is your competency gap. In real-world example, in the healthcare industry, nurses may need updated training on new healthcare technology like telemedicine platform. In the education sector, teachers may need digital literacy skill to manage online classrooms effectively. In manufacturing, factory workers may need training in automobiles, automation and robotics. The concept of competency gap became popular during the 1980s when business started focusing on skill development to stay competitive. Authors like David M.C. Salant emphasized competencies over traditional intelligence tests in his famous 1973 paper Testing for Competency rather than for intelligence. In the other word of global HR analysis, Josh Bersin, in the modern world, it's not the strongest who survive, but those who can skill up the fastest. Thank you.
How to analyze a competency gap? Now that we know what a competency gap is, how do we analyze it effectively? Here's a full step-by-step method. Step 1. Define the required competencies. Clearly define what competencies are needed for success in a specific role. For example, for a marketing manager, SEO skills, data analytics, creativity, and communication are key. Use competencies framework like the SRM competency model, Lowinger competency model, or a government ISO standard. Step 2. Assess current competencies. Use tools like self-assessment where employees rate themselves, manager assessment where supervisors rate them members, skill tests and the quizzes. Using standard tests and the 360-degree feedback which collects input from peers, managers and the clients. Step 3. Prioritize the gaps. Ask questions such as which skills are critical, which gaps affect performance the most, which gaps are easier to fix quickly. Step 4. Create a development plan. Decide on training programs, mentorship, certificates, workshops or on the job learning project. A real world example of this is at Google, where they use G2G, Google to Googler, learning programs, employees train to each other to bridge competency gap internally.
Why competency gap analysis is important? Why bother doing this work? Why is competency gap analysis is so important? Here are major reasons. First, boost individual and organization performance. Employees work faster, better, smarter. Organization gain a competitive edge. According to a MC NICE report, companies that invest in skill development see 24% higher profit margin. Second, focuses learning and development. Instead of random training, focus resources where they are needed most. For example, instead of giving Excel training to everyone, only train those who really need advanced Excel skill. Third, prepare organization for the future. Technology is changing, jobs are evolving, company analysis keep your workforce ready. Fourth, enhancement employee engagement. Employee feel value when organization invest in upskill them. Fifth, support diversity and inclusion. By understanding company gap across different group, company can ensure equal growth opportunity. Sixth, strengthen brand revolution. Top talent is attracted to organization that value skill building and investing. Fact, 87% of executives say their company are not adequately prepared for the future because of skill gap. Deloitte Global Human Capital Trends.
Strategic hiring plus building a culture of continuous improvement. Let's now talk about how competency gap analysis supports strategic hiring. When organizations understand their competency gap, they can hire more strategically, not just filling roles but filling skills voids. This leads to a better workforce alignment. For example, if a company is lacking strong data-driven decision making, they can look for candidate with proven experience in analytic and critical thinking. Job descriptions become more focused instead of generic qualification. They are based on specific skills the team lack. This improves recruitment accuracy. Also, interview questions can be tailored to target those gaps. You are not just checking resume, you are strategically validating competency fit. Over time, this creates a smarter hiring ecosystem where each new hire reduces a known gap in the team. Now let's talk about building a culture of continuous improvement. Once gaps are identified, the next step is making growth a habit, not a one-time fix. Organization must create environments where learning is embedded in a daily work. This means promoting regular feedback, offering bite-sized training content, and encouraging employees to take ownership of their growth path. Micro-learning jobs, shadowing, mentorship programs, and learning platforms like LinkedIn Learning or Coursera play a huge role. A key example is Unilever, which has built a self-driven learning culture where employees can freely access learning journey based on the skills they want or need. The core idea: don't just fix competency gap, build teams that are constantly improving, adapting and staying ahead of the curve.
Today we are discussing a viral topic in workforce and leadership development. Succession planning is the process of identifying and preparing future leaders or key talent of step into critical role when vacancies arise. It's about being protective rather than reactive, ensuring that the organization is never couch of guard when a senior leader retired, a manager is promoted, or a specialist leaves unexpectedly. The process plays a major role in maintaining business continuity. By preparing internal talent in advance, organization can minimize disturbance, retain knowledge, and ensure leadership transition happen smoothly. More than that, it boosts employee engagement. When staff members see opportunity or growth and leadership development, they are more motivated and loyal to the organization. Effective succession planning begins with identifying key role and understanding what success look like in those positions. Next, organization assesses their current talent pool to find high potential in individual. Once identified, these individuals are given development opportunities such as mentorship, stretch assignment, or leadership training to prepare them for future roles. This ongoing preparing creates a pipeline of capable, confident leader ready to step in when needed. A great example is Microsoft, where Satya Nadella's smooth transition to CEO was the result of international and internal development. His year of experience within the company made him the right fit, and that didn't happen by accident. In summary, succession planning is not just about replacing people, it's about building a future ready workforce. It supports stability, inspire growth, and helps organization thrive in time of change. No matter the size of your team of company, now is the right time to start planning or tomorrow's leadership.
Even with the best plans, there are common challenges in competency gap analysis. One major challenge is lack of clear competency models. If you don't define roles properly, you can't measure the gap. Another is bias in self-assessment. People tend to either underrated or overrated themselves, which affects accuracy. Also, rapidly changing skill requirements create a moving target. What's relevant today might not be relevant in a year. Then there's the challenge of limited resources. Some organizations struggle to fund training programs. To overcome these, organizations can use external benchmarking to define competencies, combine self-ratings with manager and peer feedback, update competency frameworks annually or semi-annually, focus on cost-effective learning models such as internal mentorship or peer-led workshops. Now, let's look at the future of skills and competencies. As AI, automation, and global shifts change how we work, the most valuable competencies will include adaptability, emotional intelligence, digital literacy, critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. Hybrid roles will dominate, where professional needs cross-discipline skills. For example, a marketer may also need to know data science, a project manager may need skills in automation tools. That's why competency gap analysis is no longer optional, it's a strategic necessity for staying relevant. To conclude, competency gap analysis is a power tool for organizations and individuals. It identifies what's missing, guides focused development, strengthens hiring, supports leadership planning, and future proofs your workforce. The key takeaway: don't just look at where people are, focus on the where they need to be and build the bridge with purpose. Thank you for joining this masterclass. Continue learning, keep growing, and make skill building a lifelong journey.
As a team leader, the competency gap analysis has provided a practical lens through which understand my team's performance, development needs, and potential for growth. It has made clear that successful project execution and operational efficiency rely not just on having the right number of people, but the right competencies in the right role. From a managerial standpoint, the analysis helped identify specific gaps in technical and behavioral competencies among team members. This includes challenges in problem solving, decision making, and communication skills that are critical for effective teamwork and client interaction. The result is a compelling case for most targeted role-specific training rather than one-size-fits-all solution. What stands out is how the analysis underscored the importance of continuous dialogue between leadership and team. Often skill deficiency remain hidden due to poor communication or lack to performance feedback. This process encourages open conversation about individual strength and development area, leading to great and self-awareness among team members and more honest evaluation by leaders. It also highlighted a need for more strategic approach to delegation, delegation and task assignment with a clearer view of who possesses what skill and where they fall short. I can now match tasks with employee capabilities more efficiently. This not only enhances productivity but also boosts morale as employees are more likely to succeed when they are fleeing to their strength while gradually developing their weaker areas. Another valuable tech phase is the need to redefine team-based training and development. The traditional model of sending employees to external training sessions is insufficient. Instead, we must look at embedded learning, project-based learning, peer mentoring, shadowing opportunities, and simultaneous exercise. This method integrates development into day-to-day work, making learning more applicable and impactful. Moreover, the analysis revealed that leadership development is an area of concern within teams. There is a significant gap between high performance and those prepared to take a leadership responsibility. To address this succession, planning must be taken seriously at the team level. Emerging leaders need structural support, whether through stretch assignments, leadership shadowing, or formal training programs. This process also made it clear that motivation and engagement are closely tied to competency development. Employees are more likely to stay with an organization where they see a path for growth. Recognizing and investing in their development sends a strong signal that the organization values them not only for what they contribute, but also for what they can become. From a practical standpoint, the competency gap analysis will inform our performance management cycle. Performance reviews should not only assess what was achieved but also how it was achieved. Tying behavior and skill development directly to outcome. This ensures that development conversations are constructive and focused on real growth, not just competition. Going forward, my focus will be on embedding a culture of feedback and development within the team, and this means setting clearer expectations, providing timely feedback, and celebrating improvement, not just perfection. I also plan to work closely with HR to align our team level development goals with broader organizational objectives. The competency gap analysis has redefined the way I approach team management. It has provided both the clarity and tool to lead more effectively, develop talent strategically, and create a more agile, capable, and future-ready team. Thank you.
From an employer's viewpoint, the competency gap analysis process has been both an eye-opening and empowering experience. It shifted the focus from value, performance, expectation to clearly defined skills and capabilities, offering a roadmap for personal and professional growth. What stands out most is how the process gave me greater clarity about where I stand in terms of current competencies versus what I expected of me now and in future roles. Things clarity is vital. It replaces guesswork with specific feedback and gives me the agency to take charge on my own development. One of the most significant outcomes is increased self-awareness through the self-assessments, performance reviews, and one-on-one feedback. I was able to identify key strengths that I can leverage in my current role. More importantly, I became aware of areas needing improvement, whether in technical skills like data analysis or soft skills such as assertive communication and problem solving. The process also helped demystify career progression. Previously, moving up the ladder feels arbitrary. Now, with a competency framework in a place, I know which skills I need to develop to move into more advanced role. This brings a sense of purpose and direction to me learning efforts. It's encouraging to see that organization is willing to invest in employment development, knowing that the leader leadership is taking a structured approach to skill building makes me feel valued and increase my confidence in the company's future. That said, it also highlights the importance of personal responsibility. It's not just about waiting for training to be provided. It's about actively seeking out learning opportunities, asking for feedback, and setting personal development goals. I also realize that development does not only come from formal training. On the job, experiences, mentoring, peer learning, and even making a mistake are all of part of the growth process. Being encouraged to take ownership of small projects or participate in cross-functional teams has broadened my skill set and deepened my understanding of how the organization works. Furthermore, the analysis opened up better communication channels between employees and managers. Feedback became more structured and less subjective, which made it easier to accept and act upon it. It also made conversation about growth more collaborative with a shared understanding of what needs to be improved and how to get about it. From a motivation perspective, having a clear pathway to skill development has been energizing. It replaced the frustration or stagnation with sense of progression. I now see challenges not as obstacles but as learning opportunities, stepping stone to the next level of my career. To make the most of this process, I plan to continue working with my manager to create a personalized development plan. I will also take advantage of any learning resources, mentorships, or job rotations offered. The goal is to evolve continuously, not only the mid-job requirement, but to become more resilient and adaptable in the face of change. In conclusion, the competency gap analysis has transformed how I see my role and future in the organization. It's no longer just a job, it's a journey of growth with clear insight, supportive leadership, and a commitment to develop. I feel better prepared to meet future challenges and contribute meaningfully to the organization's success.
As an HR manager, the finding of this competency gap analysis have provided critical insight into the current talent landscape within our organization. Understanding the alignment or misalignment between the skills our workforce currently possesses and the competencies required to meet the strategic objective is essential to building a robust future-ready company. The analysis reveals not only technical skill deficiencies but also areas related to soft skills, leadership, capabilities, adaptabilities, and digital literacy. These gaps are not isolated to specific roles of department. They span across functions, indicating a systematic need for targeted development strategies. Addressing this requires a multifaceted approach, blending training, career pathing, and a continuous feedback mechanism. A key takeaway from this process is the importance of data-driven HR management. Through the structured framework used in this analysis, competency mapping, skill assessment, interviews, and performance reviews, we were able to quantify gaps and prioritize them based on their impact on business goals. For intense leadership succession, planning revealed a lack of mid-tier leadership ready to step into strategic roles. Similarly, our digital transformation goals are hampered by a shortage of employees with data analytics and cybersecurity skills. To address this gap, we must implement a more dynamic learning and development framework. Rather than relying solely on a traditional training modules, we need to invest in on-the-job learning, mentorship program, digital upskilling platform, and leadership coaching. Customizing learning paths should be created for different roles and their progress monitored through performance metrics and a 360-degree feedback system. Moreover, recruiting strategies must evolve to align with our competency needs. The analysis has shown that some gaps are difficult to fill internally in the short term. Thus, we must enhance our talent acquisition process, leveraging skill-based hiring and predictive analytics to identify high-potential candidates who can contribute to filling these voids. The long-term success of this initiative also depends on organizational culture. We must foster a culture of continuous learning where upskilling and reskilling are seen not as a remedy but as a core aspect of every employee's journey. This requires buy-in from leadership and managers, alongside strong internal communication that position competency development as a strategic priority. Finally, regular competency reviews must be institutionalized to ensure that we remain agile and responsive to evolving market needs. The workplace of the future demands adaptability, and so must our HR strategy. Thus, institutionalizing competency gap as is a recurring practice. We not only close existing gaps but also prevent future ones from becoming critical. In conclusion, this competency gap analysis has laid the groundwork for a more productive, data-driven, and a people-centric HR strategy. With target invention, we can transform competency gap into growth opportunities, ensuring our workplace is equipped to drive sustained organization success.
As a learning and development specialist, participating in the competency gap analysis has given us a much more deeper understanding of both the challenges and opportunities within the organization. It reformed what we have long believed, that learning must be strategic, people focused, and aligned with the organization evolving goals. One of the key insights from the analysis is the competency gap are not just technical. They often be behavior, strategic, and even cultural. We formed a skill storage in area like data analytics, project management, and digital tools, but also essential soft skills like critical thinking, communication, and leadership. This gap affect productivity, collaboration, and innovation. It clear the development our people historical in no longer optional, it vital. The process also made me realize how much potential exists within our workforce, often untapped. Many employees are capable for more but have not had the structured guideline or opportunity to grow. A lack of targeted development can lead the disadvantage, which is turn widens the gap between performance and potential. The role now with the ensure that learning paths are accessible, participate, and personalized, so people does not just feel turned but truly developed. What become very clear during the analysis is that traditional one size fit all training is not enough. The real learning happens through experience. What become clear during the analysis is that traditional one size fit all training is no enough. Real learning happens through experience, feedback, and support. That's why we are shifting our approach towards blending learning, combining digital resources, monitoring, job rotational, and a team-based project. This creates a more engaging, flexible, and effective learning.
Important lesson from this project is the value of shared ownership. Learning should not rest solely on HR and L&D. Managers play a critical role in coaching their teams, and employees themselves must take responsibility for their growth. What we can do and as L&D professionals is create the framework, tools, and cultures to support that growth. That includes aligning development with career path, performance goals, and organizational priorities. We are also taking steps to make learning more inclusive. Not everyone has equal access to development opportunities, and their analysis help expose those gaps by offering more self-paced learning, flexibility format, and clear development plans. We can help close these equality gaps and give everyone a fair shot at growth. On a professional level, this project reminded with me why I am passionate about learning and development. It's about more than building skills. It's about unlocking potential. When employees feel seen, supported, and challenges in the right way, they grow not just professionally but personally. that in turn strategies the entire organization. In conclusion, this competency gap analysis was more than a assignment, it was a roadmap. It helped us see where we are and what's missing and what steps we need to take. It highlighted the need for a smarter, more human-centered approach to learning, and it gave us to direction to build a stronger, more capable workforce, one ready for the challenges and opportunity ahead.